continue. So thank you so much. I'm done. Thank you so much.
Wow. I'm so I don't know. I'm so amazed and impressed. Thank you so much once again, our dear speaker. Okay, I think the main takeaway home point from everything is that entrepreneurship is everything that we need to change our society, to solve the problems in our society. It all lies and falls within entrepreneurship. And I think I can gladly say, if every person has a single idea in their mind, as you said, 1.8 billion population, we will have solved, we shall be able to solve, I don't know, every problem in the world. So I think we shall take questions at the end. Okay, I want to call another speaker. I want us to get to the second session of this webinar. Okay, we haven't got into the second session, and I urge the remaining speakers to please keep time. Okay, our first speaker for the second session is Job Lazarus Okello. Okay, he knows how many minutes he has, and he is going to be addressing us on youth and education. So, Lazarus, I feel it would be better. I want speakers in the second session to introduce themselves, because I want them to tell us who really they are, so that we hear well from them. You are welcome, Job Lazarus Okello.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad to be here today, and I'm so happy to be part of this wonderful summit. My name is Job Lazarus Okello. I am a master's student at Egypt Japan University of Science and Technology, and I'm a researcher in microchips. I'm researching on how to produce microchips. Now, for the purpose of this summit, I am also a writer. I'm a speaker. I've done a lot of things, and I'm involved in a number of things in the world. For the purpose of this summit, I'm going to be focusing on education. I have a very interesting topic. I believe you will learn a lot from this section. So let's get to work. Can you hear me well? I just want to be sure.
Yes, we can hear you very clear.
Yes, Job, I'm hearing you very well. Continue.
Okay. I want to begin.
I can hear you.
Answer this question.
Clear.
So I begin with a question.
I can hear you clear.
That I don't answer this question. Just think about it. What can you do with your education? That's a question. Don't answer it. Just think about it. It was Albert Einstein who made a statement that everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is true. What can you do with your education? What can you achieve with your education? What position do you occupy in life with your education? Is your education really helping you to achieve your targets? What targets do you want to achieve? What kind of education do you need to achieve those targets? What are you aiming at? What are you struggling for every day? In life, when you aim at nothing, you will always get it. Where are you going with your life? Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 15 years? To achieve their targets, the best place to start from is right where you are, with what you have. The question is, where are you in life? What do you have where you are? Not many people understand where exactly they are in life. That's why they cannot know what they need to do to get where they want to be. What are you doing with what you have where you are? Always take the right steps with the right mindset, in the right direction, at the right time with the right people. Along the way, learn whatever will help you to achieve what you want. What have you learned in your life's journey? What skills do you have? What knowledge do you have? What formal and informal education have you received? And what have you done with the education you have received? Quality education produces problem solvers. What problems are identified with your education? And what solutions are you providing to those problems? If you cannot identify and solve any problem, then you are not educated yet. Don't forget this statement. If you cannot identify problems and solve them, then you are not yet educated. How useful you are to humanity depends on the problem you solve. You will never thrive in any setting if you cannot identify problems and solve them. The world is looking for those who can identify problems and give solutions to the problems. What kind of problems have you identified in the world? What solutions are you creating to those problems? The solutions you provide determine how useful you are to humanity. Any education that does not make you identify problems and solve them is no education at all. It is miseducation. Miseducation prepares learners for a world that does not exist. We need the education that rewires our brains. Any education that does not change our mindset is not education at all. At best, it is miseducation, mistaken to be education. Miseducation is no education at all. Education that does not transform our minds is just a shadow of education. Be careful not to be miseducated. Because of miseducation, many people have been in mental slavery for a long time. Fortunately, education can save them. Bob Marley sang in his redemption song that emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Any education, whether formal or informal, that does not make us emancipate ourselves from mental slavery is no education at all. It is miseducation. Man shall never know true freedom without education. In the words of Epictetus, only the educated are free. In life, one is free only when they are free in the mind. Uninstall the install software, even though some kinds of software are so damaging that even if you uninstall them, they will have caused a lot of damage to your mind. What are you downloading into your mind every day? Which kinds of software have you installed in your mind? What kinds of software do you need to uninstall from your mind to get what you want? What do you allow to enter your mind? What kinds of people have access to your mind? Who is in charge of your mind? Just like the computer, the mind operates on the garbage in, garbage out principle. What enters your mind determines what comes out of it. If you put garbage into your mind, you will get garbage out of it. If you put something useful into your mind, you will surely get something useful out of it. What enters your mind determines what comes out of it. In life, you reap exactly what you sow. The question is, what seeds have you sown in your life? What seeds have other people sown in your life? If you look at your life carefully, what lands are growing in your life? The seeds sown in your life determine the fruits you will reap out of your life. What fruits are you reaping in your life right now? If you don't like the fruits you're reaping in your life right now, then you need to change the seeds sown in your life. Amazingly, in life, everyone wants to reap good fruits. But not everyone ensures that the right seeds are sown in their lives. The wrong seeds cannot bring forth good fruits. This is common knowledge. If you want to reap good fruits, then you must sow good seeds in your life. This is common knowledge. However, many people lack it. Sometimes all you need to do is change your environment or the people whom you are shared with. The people you are shared with surely plant many seeds in your life. The right people sow the right seeds, while the wrong people sow the wrong seeds. You can always tell how someone is by looking at the kind of fruits you reap from the seeds they sow in your life. You can always tell how good someone is by looking at the kind of fruits you reap from the seeds they sow in your life. As long as you're learning something from someone, they're sowing seeds in your life. Your environment determines whether you will be successful or not. Be in the right environment so that the right seeds are sown in your life. If the environment for exploiting your potential, gifts, and talents does not exist where you are, you should change the environment. You can change the people around you. You have to be around people who can build you so that you can grow. Do not be around people who cannot build you, for they will destroy you. Always examine your life thoroughly, because in the words of the great Greek philosopher Socrates, the unexamined life is not worth living. Who then are the people in your life? Who are those you call your very close friends? You are surely learning something from those people every day, whether you like it or not. Do you really know the kinds of seeds that are sowing in your life? Some people don't deserve to be in your life because they return to progress. Be careful with the people you allow into your life. Look for those who can bring out the best in you. Whether you like it or not, you learn a lot from the people who are in your life. And you are fully responsible for the kinds of people you allow into your life. Therefore, blame no one for the people in your life. To change the environment, you can also change the kinds of books you read, songs you listen to, as well as what you watch. You can study and learn the right skills and knowledge. Those are your responsibility. In life, no one will ever learn for you. You must know the kind of knowledge you need and then seek it. That is why it is very important to know what you want so that you know the kind of knowledge to seek, when to seek it, as well as where to seek it from. Because not everybody will teach you the right knowledge. What are you learning at the moment? What books are you reading? What are you watching? What songs are you listening to? What kinds of materials do you have in your library? Whether you like it or not, what you watch, listen to, and read shape your life. You cannot be in control of your life if you are not in control of what you are watching, reading, and listening to. Choose wisely what you read, watch, and listen to. What you learn determines what you become. If you don't like what you're becoming, then change what you're learning. Always be conscious of what you learn because it determines what you will become. If you're not in charge of what you're learning, then you cannot be in charge of what you will become. Choose carefully, young people, what you must learn so that you are in charge of what you will become. In life, we can choose our actions, but not their consequences, because the consequences are inbuilt in the actions. In this information age, no one has any right to be ignorant. I repeat, in this information age, nobody has any right to be ignorant because where information is readily available, ignorance is a choice. The great Jamaican political activist and orator Marcus Garvey said, remove yourself as far as possible from ignorance and seek as far as possible to be intelligent. He was a wise man. Today, information is readily available. You can access information that you want from the comfort of your home. Problem is, many people do not filter the available information because they don't know exactly what they want as well as the kind of information to look for. As a result, they consume information that destroys their lives. In this information age, information is available, but it is your responsibility to filter it so that you consume only what builds your life. Many people get destroyed today because they consume poisonous information. Not every information is available can be useful to you. Not every information that is available will help you. Therefore, you must know what you want for your life so that you know what you don't want, and therefore go for only what you want. If you don't know what you want, you will not know the kind of information to look for. Where purpose is either unknown or unclear, abuse is inevitable. Why must one receive both formal and informal education? Why do we go to school in the first place? You see, many people don't understand why they go to school. The why for which you go to school determines what you will do at school as well as how you will come out of it. If you know why you go to school, you will know how to spend your time at school and how to make use of the facilities and the people at school. As a result, you will come out when you are ready to serve humanity in various capacities. Very many people cry the unemployment crisis that is rocking the world. But before you cry about unemployment, you need to ask yourself this very important question. Are you really employable? What kind of skills and knowledge do you have? What can you do with your education? When you ask university graduates this simple question, what can you do? You will be amazed by how they struggle to answer the question. Only a few can answer that question concisely and precisely. If you cannot answer that question precisely and concisely, then you are not educated, no matter how many papers you have. If you cannot define what you can do with your education, you are not educated. You have papers that show that you only pass through school. You can pass through school without being educated. That's a problem with many people. Be careful not to pass through school without getting educated. If you don't have the necessary skills to perform a job, then you are not employable because you cannot do the job. No employer can entertain anyone who is not employable. No employer can employ whoever cannot do the job. No employer can employ anyone who is not properly prepared to do the job. The more skills and knowledge you have, the more employable you are. And the question is, how employable are you? What can you do with your education? What kind of education have you received, both formally and informally? Are you sure you have received quality education? Quality education activates in learners the right skills that they can offer to the labor market. The skills market them and make them employable. The skills further open doors to many opportunities for them to always be employable. Make every effort to learn as many of the following skills as possible. These are skills that will make you relevant to humanity forever. The first one, digital skills, professionalism, ethics, languages, governance and diplomacy, international relations, business development, entrepreneurship, organizational skills, intelligence skills, financial literacy, technical skills, research, mobilization, fundraising, volunteering, community service, vocational skills, social skills, writing skills, networking skills, flexibility and accountability skills, critical thinking, data analysis, emotional intelligence, creativity skills, innovation, technology use and development, personal development skills, development and management, public speaking, self-discovery, self-awareness, personal branding, failure and success management, leadership discovery and development, crisis management, talent and gift discovery, self-control, people management, team building. You need these skills to be relevant to anywhere. Social intelligence, problem-solving skills, interpersonal skills, time management, paying attention to details, interpersonal skills, work ethics, communication, teamwork, marketing, coding, or software skills, computer skills, negotiation skills, and many others. Do your best to learn these skills, then make you relevant in any setting, in any part of the workforce. These skills will help you for your entire lifetime. They can best be mastered through practical experiences, not just theory. There is no mastery without apprenticeship. Every professional was once an amateur and has potential to become a professional. Professionals must mentor amateurs without despising them, and amateurs should pay the price to become professionals. The world is looking for professionals. The world will never ignore you as long as you are a professional in what you do. Amateurs should submit to professionals and learn as much as they can. You cannot become a professional without learning from other people. The lack of transferable and competency-based skills today prevents many people from getting employed as well as keeping employed. Getting employed is one thing, but keeping employed is another thing. Without the necessary skills, the transition from school to work is a serious hurdle. You see, your academic papers can get you employed, but your skills and knowledge, as well as how you apply them, determine whether you will keep employed or not. The demand for skills meets skills availability after skills acquisition and activation. The transition from school to work is a roller coaster experience. Education that is full of not memorization and cramming to pass examinations, instead of discovering, exploring, understanding, to apply the concepts in real life, will never address the problems we face today. Such education will limit your ability to apply creativity, imagination, and innovation. Such education makes learners unemployable. Such education is not sustainable. Such education is not useful at all. In fact, it is not education at all. Learners should collaborate to creatively and innovatively solve problems after identifying them. Technical and vocational education and training should be encouraged because it bridges the gap between learning skills and workplace demands. There are skills you cannot acquire in school. You need to go an extra mile and learn those skills. Quality education is value and virtue based. It instills in learners powerful values and virtues like ethics, character, discipline, integrity, excellence, respect, empathy, honesty, and humility. Now, these values are necessary to make people successfully execute their activities. The question then is, what values and virtues has your education instilled in you? What are the principles that guide your life? What do you stand for? If you don't have values and virtues that you stand for, then you're not educated yet. Without the right values and virtues, you're very dangerous to humanity. People who lack proper values and virtues are very destructive to humanity, while those with proper values and virtues are very constructive. One of the greatest thinkers of all time was an Egyptian called Tahotem. He wrote a book which I recommend that you read this book. The book is called The Maxims of Tahotem. In the book, he said, do not be arrogant because of your knowledge, but confer with the ignorant man as with the knowledgeable. So knowledge has no limits, and none has achieved perfection in it. I will send you this book if you send me a message. There is no wisdom in being proud because of your knowledge and wisdom. You can be a professional in one area, but a complete amateur in another area. Pride is a sign of little knowledge and wisdom. For those who are really wise and knowledgeable are very humble. Knowledge humbles the knowledgeable. Wisdom humbles the wise. Foolishness makes the foolish proud. Ignorance makes the ignorant proud. He is wise and knowledgeable who is not proud because of his wisdom and knowledge. But he is foolish and ignorant who is proud because of his wisdom and knowledge. How humble are you? Do you despise other people because you are educated or treat them well because of your knowledge and wisdom? What are you doing with the knowledge and wisdom? How are you serving humanity with education? How do you treat other people with your knowledge and wisdom? How do you handle those who are not as educated as you are? I love what Dr. Adam Rogers taught, that knowledge is proud, that it knows so much. Wisdom is humble, that it knows so little. Humility is a mark of an educated mind, while pride is a mark of an uneducated mind. So young people, this is my advice to you. Prepare for life after school, while still at school. Don't wait to first get out of school and then start thinking of what to do. It will then be too late. Remember, if you fail to plan, then you will plan to fail. Preparing for life after school, while school is planning to succeed after school. In life, don't wait for opportunities to find you. Go for them. We have young people today who are waiting for opportunities. That's a problem. Go after the opportunities you want. Your future is in your hands. Your destiny is in your hands. Your prosperity is in your hands. Run after your destiny with all your might. Pursue your future with all your might. Strive for your prosperity with all your might. Since the world is now a global village, we must become global citizens. Quality education makes one a global citizen. The whole world is just to explore. Do not limit yourself to only a small part of it. However, prepare well for exploration before launching out. Quality education prepares you to explore the world and serve humanity in any part of the world. The world is a stage for us to act on. Life is the show on the stage. Everyone has a position on the stage as well as a role to play in the show. No one will occupy your position and play your role for you because everyone has their own position to occupy and role to play. The show time is defined for everyone. No one acts forever. Your show time is your lifetime. Occupy your position on the stage and maximize your show time by acting with all your might. At the end of your show time, you will then exit the stage, leaving on it footprints that will never be erased from history. We cannot erase the footprints of Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr. We know what they did. How are you acting on the stage called the world? I've taken your place on the stage. What are you doing on the stage? How are you performing on the show? Do you know your role? Are you playing it? It's upon you to decide what to do while on the stage during the show. The whole world is your stage. Don't limit yourself to only your country. If you cannot think and act beyond your country, then you will never see the opportunities that lie beyond it. There may be an opportunity where you are, yet there will be many opportunities in other parts of the world. Be open-minded so that you can see the available opportunities in different areas and then tap. I was born in Gulu, Northern Uganda, but for the world, I was not born for only the people of Gulu. I have worked in different parts of the world. Therefore, I think and act globally. I don't think only locally, for I have to self-liberate globally. You cannot serve humanity globally while thinking and acting only locally. You cannot go global with a local mindset. What kind of mindset do you have? How do you think and act? How do you look at the world? How do you view people from other parts of the world? Education makes you a global citizen. Do not reduce yourself to only a citizen of your country. You are more than just a citizen of your country. There are opportunities for you to tap in other parts of the world. Some people are so narrow-minded that they cannot think and act beyond their tribes. Come on. They're very ballistic. It's a problem. That's unfortunate. Tribalism is a mark of an uneducated mind. Educated people don't limit themselves to only their tribes. If you cannot think and act beyond your tribe, then no matter how many papers you have, you're not educated yet. You're miseducated. The former Senate President of Nigeria, the great Dr. Chuba Wilberforce Okadipo, was right when he said, if you are emotionally attached to your tribe, religion, or political leaning, to the point that truth and justice become secondary considerations, your education is useless. Your exposure is useless. If you cannot reason beyond petty sentiments, you are a liability to mankind. I love this statement. Education prepares you to serve humanity, not only your tribe mates or countrymates. I am a global citizen. As such, my tribe is humanity. I was born to serve humanity, not only my tribe mates. How do you look at the world? Have you reduced yourself to only a citizen of your country? Do you consider yourself to be a global citizen or only a citizen of your country? What has your education done to your mind? Do you serve people equally or give preference to your tribe mates or countrymates? Truly educated people have a strong sense of responsibility to humanity. They are not discriminating. Do you have a strong sense of responsibility to humanity? How responsible are you? What will you do for humanity with your education? What should humanity expect from you? We need young people who are responsible enough to serve humanity. Can humanity count on you, young people? Are you an asset or a liability to humanity? As a young boy growing up in Gulu, Uganda, I attended Gulu Primary School. The motto of the school says, enter to learn, depart to serve. You see, we learn so that we can serve humanity. If you cannot serve humanity with your knowledge and wisdom, then you're not educated yet, you're miseducated. Today, the world is full of many miseducated people masquerading as educated people. They have great papers. However, they are doing a great disservice to humanity because they are not educated. Having papers does not necessarily mean you are educated. It is not your papers that show that you are educated, but what you do with it, with what you have learned. What are you doing with what you have learned? As I conclude, I want to understand that if you want to know how educated somebody is, look at how they live in the community. If they can serve other people with that knowledge and wisdom, then they are educated. Otherwise, either uneducated or miseducated. Always pursue your education with all your mind. Education is a lifelong process. It does not end when you finish formal education. Unfortunately, many people stop seeking knowledge the moment they finish formal schooling. Never be one of those people. Seek the right knowledge and apply the knowledge correctly to solve problems. Humanity will take care of you as long as you can identify problems and solve them. As long as you can identify problems and create solutions to them, you will thrive in any part of the world, in any setting, and in any circumstance. Get educated as much as you can. Do not learn only superficially. Superficial education is not education at all. We live in a world full of average people. Average people learn and do things superficially. As a result, they don't achieve much. Never be average in whatever you do. Never learn averagely. Never do things average. If you do things averagely, you will get average results. No serious person wants average results. Many people want great results, but they operate averagely. That's a problem. Never expect great results if you're not willing to act beyond average. Great results are attained by those who learn, think, and do beyond average. Do you learn, think, and do beyond average? The great Greek philosopher wisely said, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. In life, the more you learn, the more you realize you know so little, and the more you need to learn more. No one knows everything about anything. If you feel you know everything about something, then you know nothing at all about it. We must seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave if we must always identify and solve problems that the world faces. And that requires deep learning. I want to close with the words of the great English poet, Alexander Pope, who wisely wrote that a little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the parent spring. Their shallow draughts intoxicate the brain, drinking lightly sobers us again. Will you drink deep or shallow the parent spring? Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Wow.
much.
Wow.
someone it's also amazing. Actually, it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's also amazing. I must, I must say, I'm humbled to be part of this webinar. Besides being moderating and all that, what I'm the take back home, what I'm going to carry back home at the end of the session is great. I'm just so overwhelmed. You know, sometimes after listening to such speeches, you feel like moving out and building the world, becoming the you get it. But anyway, as we all know, planning is a must. Okay, and we must act. Based on what Lazarus's submission. Okay, I think one thing we should go back home with is the information error. So it's up to you to drink shallow, okay, or is it to drink little knowledge, or have enough knowledge, because everything that we have is at our fingertips. It's at our fingertips. So we have the key to success and everything. I must say this webinar has been a great one, okay? And I'm so humbled to be moderating such a powerful event. Very many people wanted to do this, but I'm so humbled. At this time, I don't know what to say. But as I said before, we're going to have questions at the end of the session. Maybe, let me read this real chapter. Okay, Geoffrey. Thank you so much, Job Lazarus. That was really wonderful and inspiring. It was exceptionally inspiring. Then Avitas, wow, very powerful. Wilfred Johnson, amazing speech. Jackie, Job, that was such a brilliant presentation. Thank you. Tarai, wonderful presentation. Job, thanks. Guys, can we make this platform at least on monthly basis? Oh my Jesus Christ. The organizers will look into that. I don't know if this event was physical. If this event was physical, I'm quite sure that some people would just run up stage and give Lazarus handshakes, hugs, photos, selfies. Anyway, that's enough. So let's have our next speaker. Of course, we've had inspirational speakers from the first one, okay? From Doctor to Yves to Job. And the third one, our third speaker is Engineer Umar Farouk Gul in the house. Engineer, are you in? Engineer, are you in? Okay, I think we shall have our next speaker. Sorry, I have some flu, so our next speaker is Torao. I'm sorry for murdering your name. I'm sorry. It's our next speaker is Torao Matokwe. Okay, he's the CEO of Inspire Business Consultancy. He's a life coach, financial trainer, and able lecturer, and ambassador of the Financial Awareness Foundation. All right, and also 2021 first runner-up of the ICMA Financial Coach of the Year. Wow, this is beautiful. So, I really can't wait to hear from Tarao Matokwe. You are most welcome. I I I hope I'm pronouncing the name well. You're going to take us through youth and financial awareness. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Patra. Thanks so much for giving me this time to present at this esteemed global summit, where I shall present on youth literacy awareness, financial literacy awareness. Yes, I'm indeed Taurai Matope from Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is located in southern Africa, and it shares borders with South Africa, Botswana, uh, Mozambique, and Namibia. I hope you are hearing me very well, or you are getting me clearly. Can someone confirm?
Yeah,
Yes, we are getting you well.
we are getting you well. We are getting you clearly.
Okay, thank you so much. I shall start. My talk is highlighted earlier on, and I will be taking you, I think, for the next 25 minutes. I think by half past, I should be done. So, I'll be taking you through youth financial literacy awareness. Uh, Let me start by quoting Alan Greenspan, who says, "The number one problem in today's generation economy is the lack of financial literacy." And again, let me quote John W. Rogers Jr., who says, "Financial literacy is just as important in life as the other basics." Uh, in my studies, from primary school, secondary school, up to my master's in accounting, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that I never came across concepts which I'm teaching right now as a financial literacy trainer. The reason being that our curriculum deliberately or maybe otherwise excludes or keeps such material from materials which is studied in schools. And apart from that now, in more than over 70 countries, we have national financial literacy programs world over. But in our country, we don't have such programs. So now, because I grew up in a somewhat backward or poor family class, I actually told myself that I should educate myself on financial literacy, of which I did. And as of now, as has been highlighted, I am coaching people, I'm mentoring people, I am trying to impart financial education to people. So financial education, it's unfortunate that it's never discussed in families. It's never discussed anywhere we go about it. The only time maybe people may talk about the issue of the usage of their funds or this and that is when they misuse those funds. So it's like in Africa, to be specific, the issues of finances or of money, it's like a taboo. It's like politics. People don't talk about that, and they should not talk about that. So this subject again, to look at it, it's not that very much interesting. It's not an interesting subject, but it is actually very important to our lives. As we come across financial transactions every day, we interface with money every day. We are forced, or we are supposed to make financial decisions every day. We are supposed to make decisions of how we are supposed to use the limited financial resources we have against against unlimited needs and wants. So, as youth now, it is very important that youths are trained, are educated, so that youth should be able to make sound and informed financial decisions at a personal level without engaging other people. So by youth now here, when I was doing my research, I found that we are looking at that age group between 15 and 24 years. And the world over with about over 1.8 billion youths And 90% of these live in developing countries. So if we have economies where we have more youths than adults, and more youths who cannot make sound and informed financial decisions, I don't know what the picture would be like. So basically now I'm talking of financial literacy, financial that want to break down that we want to actually look into what it actually means. When we are saying financial, we are saying we are talking about something to do with money, something related to money, something which is monetary. That's what we say is financial. Then literacy is that ability to interface, that ability to be able to manipulate, that ability to be able to make those simple calculations which are financial, simple decisions which we in situations which we encounter on a day-to-day basis. So let me now try to define that more, give some more definitions. The S&P Global Financial Literacy Survey defines financial literacy as the ability to understand essential financial concepts in making informed decisions about saving, investing, and borrowing. Financial literacy again can be defined as the acquisition of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and the right perceptions which would enable us to make sound and informed financial decisions. So you need to get the right knowledge, you need to get the right skills, improve on those skills, practice using those skills. Then now we need to get the right perception, the right attitude, which would enable us to make very sound and informed decisions. So now, like we are saying, we are looking at what we call as behavior change in financial literacy. You are at that point in your circumstances, like a certain behavior regarding your money, and you feel it's not desirable. It's not that behavior you would be proud of. Then when you acquire the right knowledge, when you acquire the right skills, the right attitude and perception, you change your behavior to that point where you are saying you have the right financial behaviors, where you are saying now, if you were not responsible with your money, you are not responsible. If you were spending your money anyhow, now when you earn your money, you sit down, you budget, you plan, then you use it wisely, or you spend it wisely. So that's actually, in a nutshell, what we mean by financial literacy. There's a number of concepts or ideas which are enshrined in financial literacy. What are they? Firstly, we are saying we are worried, or this financial literacy is associated with financial outcomes. You want to be wealthy, you want to be financially free, you want to be financially independent, you want to get out of debt. So we are talking of outcomes in financial literacy. So you would say at such a age, I would want to retire. It's such a year, I'm financially independent, I'm financially free, I want to leave my employment, I want to do this and that. So we are talking about outcomes. The next thing here, we are looking at this financial literacy involves understanding one's current financial behavior traits. How are you behaving around money? What's your current behavior traits? And if you want to change them, what is it that is needed to change those behaviors? Then after employing whatever is needed, if your behavior changed towards money. The next thing again, so we are talking of behavior change again, which I highlighted earlier on. So financial literacy again entails having the right knowledge and understanding of personal financial issues. If you are supposed to make a decision, can you make that decision in a short period of time? Suppose you join a conversation where people are talking about your country's inflation. Are you able to understand what they mean? If you want to borrow, are you able to choose the right product say this loan is better than this product is better than. So we're talking about personal financial issues. So these are enshrined in financial literacy. Then the other issue now, we are talking about the application now of that knowledge, the application of those skills to come up or to have the desired financial goals. So in financial literacy, again, we also have the issue of goals, what we call financial goals. They can be short term, they can be short term less than a year, medium term, beyond a year to 3 or 5 years, or beyond 5 years, which is long term. So we have goals. Putting actually trying to fulfill those financial goals, and at the end of the day, you say, I've been able to implement goal A, goal B, goal C. We now say you are financially literate. So that's the issue. Then lastly, now, this also involves what they call the attitude. What's your attitude towards money? What's your attitude towards people who have money? Sometimes you feel that people who have money suppress you. Those are people are enemies. People who have money are evil. These people, we have these attitudes. Sometimes they have a certain perception, again, like perceptions. How do you perceive money? How much money do you believe is enough? And how much money do you believe is good? Is it too much money? Maybe a few dollars, maybe some amounts of money which are moderate, or maybe a lot of money. What's your perception? So if you feel that money is evil and you are good, you can never attract money in your life. So having the right perception about money, having the right perception about people who have money, would actually enable you to be able also to attract that money. So that's actually, in a nutshell, again, what financial literacy entails. Let me move on. Let me look at the importance of financial literacy. Financial literacy, well, is important, I believe. So again, financial literacy now. Let me run down. Have a rundown the importance of financial literacy. Number one, it helps to get skills to earn more money and to manage it well. Financial, if you're financially literate, you have the skills which will enable you to earn money and to manage it well. This also gives you skills related to budgeting, related to responsible spending, related to borrowing, related to retirement planning, goal setting, etc. This again will help you to be able to say budget, like I said in the statement above, as well as to be able to track your expenses. That's again the importance of financial literacy. This also helps us to make prudent or wise financial decisions. We can prepare our future, which would actually make us financially independent by being financially literate now. So again, this also helps us to understand one's financial rights and obligations. That's what financial literacy does. Especially if you look at borrowing, you are taught about the rights of a borrower. What should you do when you are in debt? What you should do when you default? Your rights as a borrower, or your rights as an economic man in any economy, would be enhanced through financial literacy. So again, ladies and gentlemen, let me move on and move on to the next thing I would want to look at. Let's look at statistics on financial literacy. We cannot go on and on without talking about that aspect. You know, about 67% of the world's adult population is financially literate. 67%. What does it mean? It means that about 67% of the world's adult population, which is approximately 3.5 billion, cannot make sound and informed financial decisions. The other issue again now here on statistics, in a research which was conducted in the United States of America in 2018 by Ken Chan and Min Zhou, 2/3 of young adults were found to be financially precarious, meaning they could not, by that point in time, they could not make sound, informed financial decisions. And usually when you are financially illiterate, you would make disastrous decisions. The effects of being financially literate are very, they are very great. So you look at the world over now, we have countries with the highest financial literacy level are in developed and advanced economies. Those in Western Europe and English-speaking countries, they've got highest financial literacy. And to just have a rundown, we have Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, they have about 71% financial literacy. Canada and Israel, they've got about 68% financial literacy levels. Germany and Netherlands, about 66%. Australia, 64%. And lastly, Finland is 63%. These are the top 10 countries which actually rank high in terms of financial literacy. So most developing countries rank low on the aspect of financial literacy. And this ranking I've given you is according to the Global Financial Literacy Excellence Center, which gave those or these statistics. So we are saying they need to be financially literate. And by not financial literate, we cannot talk about financial literacy without talking about money. We need to understand money, the history of money, how money works, so that we'll be able now to attract money. If at one point you decide, I want to be wealthy, I want to be financially free, I want to be financially independent. So what is money? In general, money is something which is accepted as a medium of exchange. It is a measure of value in the means of payment. Again, it acts as a standard of deferred payments. This is actually academic definition that I'm giving here. So money, again, is the harvest of our production. If you produce, you can put your production, whether in products or services, in a monetary form. That's what money again is. So money is what we receive for our products and services. And again, this is a way from which we can also obtain something or money from the products and services from others. So we have products and services, we give them to others, we receive money. And if we want to also have the products and services from others, we also give them money. So this is actually money. And again, it is a measure of wealth. How much wealth do you have? How much money do you have? So that's money. Let me move more again because of my time. Let me look at facts about money. Money in coin form is about 2,600 years old. That's what money is. But again now, at the various points in history, money in the form of paper, coins, gold, silver, salt, cattle, ivory, etc. And at every point in time, money, each form of money was valuable for a different reason. So that's actually the evolution of our money. So money, we're looking at the facts about money, is as important as the food it buys. It's as important as the education it provides. And it is as important as the doctors it pays. So money is important. So nothing takes the place of money in the area in which it works. Nothing takes the place of money in the area in which it works. If you are ill, you need to have a doctor attend to you, you need money. If you are hungry, you are passing through a fast food restaurant, you need money. If you want to go to school, you want to find an education, you need money. So, although people say money won't bring happiness, money and possessions bring more happiness than what poverty brings. So, although people say money won't bring happiness, money and possessions brings more happiness than what poverty brings. We should fight poverty. We should be people of means, get that money. It's better to struggle with your money than to be very poor than to be poor and not have money at all. So another fact or another point about money is that if money is shared equally in any community, in any locality, that money within 6 months it would have almost gone to the same people, or it would go to the same people who had the certain amount of money before sharing. So each person will have exactly the amount of money they had before sharing that. What makes that possible? That's the mindset of people. That's the perception about money. If you are productive, even if you lose everything, tomorrow you will wake up generating or create other sources of money or earning more money, because the productive capacity is in you and is not in the money. Let's look at how money works somehow. Going through, rushing, looking at how money works. Money follows executed ideas. If you have an idea, you have to execute that idea. And when you execute that idea, that would mean you attract money. What's the idea you do have right now? Maybe you want to have young use of this road, wear trendy clothes or fashion, provide that. You want people to eat maybe fast foods or food prepared fast foods restaurant in your locality, provide that. Whatever idea you have, execute it, then you attract money. Money again should circulate or flow. Money is meant to flow. There is a concept which says everybody has your money, meaning everybody should give you money, but after providing a certain product or a certain service. So if money becomes stagnant, it risks dying. Or if money becomes stagnant, that money will do, it will lose its value, even the strongest of currencies. That's why we have the concept of time value of money. What a dollar can buy today, it will buy less at the end of the year. So if you sit on your money, not send it to bring more money, then that money loses value. Let me move on again. Money takes the character of the one in its possession. Money is neutral. It takes your character. If you are wise, if you are stable, if you are diligent, whatever character you do have, the money you are going to earn or get, you take that character. If you have dirty money, and that dirty money passes on to the next person who is working illegitimately, that money changes its character of being dirty money to being money which is legitimate or money which is clean. So it takes your character. The other issue is money magnifies the character of the one who has it. If you are proud, you don't just wake up being proud because you have money. Money is sort of a litmus test. It tests your character. If you are wasteful or extravagant, if you are kind, philanthropic, something like that. So if you have a certain character, when you have money, it will magnify the character. You see that this person is kind, this person is good, this person is selfish, because that's what money does. It magnifies your character. Then money again is attracted to value. If you have value, your value is seen by the products or services you provide to your community, to your country, to your locality. So the more products and services you provide, the more valuable you become. And the more services you provide, and the more products you provide, the more money you attract. So you should increase your perceived value. And the perceived value is given by your community, by the people you serve. Then lastly, if money is your problem, then money cannot be a solution. If money is your problem, then money cannot be your solution. What do I mean by that? If you have money problems, that cannot be solved by giving you more money. If you have money problems, what we can do is you need to come up with ideas to have more streams of income, or you need to increase your income generating capacity. Because if we give you more money, tomorrow you wake up wanting more money. So if money is your problem, that money cannot be giving you money, cannot be a solution. So that's this actually how money works. If we understand this as youths, I think as we hunt for the money, as we go around looking for money, this would actually help us and we attract it. And then how do we attract money? Get a job. If you get a job, you earn money. Start a business, provide goods and services, you earn money. Create a system to earn passive income as well as active income. So if you do work, you provide services, you earn money. That's how you earn money. But sometimes you can marry some with some financial resources, then you get money. But well, as youth, what if you don't get such a spouse? Sometimes some people get money by inheriting it. If you are lucky enough to have a rich aunt, a rich uncle, yes, you can get it. So this is actually what can make you earn money. I'm actually rushing against time. Let me move on to the last aspect, which may take us 2 or 3 minutes. How can we improve youth? How can we improve the financial literacy? How can we do that? First thing is educate yourself on personal finances. This does not need to have a degree in finance or a degree in accounts or a diploma. You can read literature which provides you with financial literacy knowledge and which can enable you to improve on financial literacy skills. You can attend a seminar or a workshop on financial literacy. This can take at least a week or even a day if it is a crash program. You get the knowledge. Get a financial literacy trainer, you train you on all the aspects to do with financial literacy. So educate yourself. Read financial literacy books, read magazines on financial literacy, visit sites on the internet which teaches financial literacy. So that's how you can improve your financial literacy. The next thing, start saving now. If you have some income, start saving today. Start saving now. You can save for your education, say college education, expenses, be it boarding, be it tuition, say stationery, and all that. That can actually, you can do that by starting saving now. That increases your saving habits. The next thing is you can get a bank account. So you can save by putting your money in a piggy bank or in a savings account. And by saving now, you increase your financial literacy skills in a bank. So survey results show that the teens with the bank accounts are more likely to have a higher financial literacy scores. Develop a habit of saving, especially if you have a stable currency in your country. If you do not have a stable currency, change that to that stable currency. You can put your money in, say, some assets. Then the next thing is set a monthly budget. If you earn some income, come up with a simple budget. Follow up on your expenses, then review your budgets now, and again, you'll be increasing your financial literacy skills. The next thing is get a job. Get a job. When you get a job, your teens who work often have a better grasp on budgeting and spending within their means. Get something to do. Earn some income. Budget it. Spend it. Review at the end of the month or at the end of that period you would have earned your money. Then lastly, find a personal website or app that works for you on your mobile phone. There are some applications which can help you with budgeting, with tracking your expenses, with maybe goal setting. We have these on the internet. Let's make use of our smartphones, of our laptops, desktop, whatever it is. Right, lastly now, you can find a mentor. You can find a coach to coach you through your financial literacy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for following me. This has been a good time for me presenting to you. I enjoyed this exercise. I hope you gained from what I presented to you. I am Coach, Financial Literacy Trainer Taurai Matokwe from Zimbabwe, Southern Africa. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our financial coach. It has really been so amazing. Very, very amazing. I want to say I have learned a lot. I have really, really learned a lot from your presentation. Okay? Most especially this phrase. Some people say money can't bring happiness. But money brings more happiness than poverty can do. Therefore, we'd rather suffer with money than suffering with poverty. But I think if someone has knowledge of financial literacy, they wouldn't really suffer. Actually, I think it's also this century that we are in. It's also important to have knowledge of how to handle our finances. Okay. It's really, really important because a lot of things are happening. Honestly, if you can't handle money, then you can hardly do a thing. You can't handle the money at hand, okay? You can't invest, you can't be the entrepreneur, you just can't do anything. So I want to say you really gave us a very, very, very powerful speech. Of course, I just want to make some small announcement, okay? I want to remind us about the mentorship class, okay? Job Lazarus, okay, has dropped the link in group, in the chat group. So in case you want to take in our, sorry about that. In case you want to take in our mentorship program, please tap the link, okay? Or you can send us a message on +2010 500 68511 +2010 500 68511. You can drop us a message there in case you want to join our mentorship program. I want to say thank you so much to all our presenters. Okay, you realized they presented in various aspects. Okay, in various fields. For example, we had Job Lazarus Okello. She had discussed with us on youth and education, and presenters Yvette Radukunda, youth and entrepreneurship. And trust me, we all worked out with something so important. Like we all need entrepreneurship to solve the world's problems. So you know we all need that. Then we also had Pastor Dr. Avitas Leonard, who took us through youth and concept of transformation, okay? And he took us through what through when a society is transformation, what we should expect, the challenges and the outcome. And lastly, we had a marvelous speech from Coach Taroy, who took us on youth and financial awareness. Financial awareness is really important. Trust me, someone can be given $50. Let me use that as standard currency because we are hailing from different parts of the world. Someone can be given like $50, another be given like $200. But one with $200 can do nothing with that $200 when they don't have knowledge of financial literacy. But this with $50, as long as they know how to spend and save, invest money, okay, that's knowledge of financial literacy, they can even double or triple and be better than the one who bought at $200. So I must say we had an amazing event. It's unfortunate that Honorable Nusrat Hanje, the only female who is supposed to feature in this webinar, she's a member of Parliament of Tanzania. She had confirmed with us, but unfortunately, during the session, she confirmed with me due to matters of urgency in her constituency, she really can't make it. She sends in her apologies, okay? But her speech on youth in leadership is going to be recorded and embedded. The recording of of this meeting. So I must say we have not missed out a lot. Maybe I can say we shall only miss how to we shall have only missed to interact with her, but at least getting what she has in mind, her knowledge, is also important. Lazarus said this earlier that you're in the information era, so you remain ignorant at your own risk. Okay, so at this juncture, we are supposed to take questions, but due to time factor, we started late and people want to leave. I want to take two burning questions, and they should be direct. And the people asking the questions, they should be precise and brief. Two burning questions. The first one. Anyone with a burning question? All people already typed everything in group. Thank you so much. Toria, this is from Kelo Jeffrey. Thank you so much. Mr. Toria from Mabla Abos. Thank you so much, Toria. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Toria. Welcome. Okay. Thank you, Coach, for the wisdom. Thank you very much for the information. All right. The last contact, that is +201, is for those who want to join our mentorship program. So I think people typed almost everything, and since everyone has typed everything, we have a speaker who came in late. Eddie Ojara, are you in?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, since you're in and you're time barred, let me give you 3 minutes just to speak to the people in call, like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Thank you so much, Madam Moderator Patra. Thank you so much, the organizers. I sent in my apology. I just received a bit of emergency 10 minutes to the start of the event, so I had to run to the hospital and attend to the patient a little while as I waited for someone to come and take over. I did that and I was able to get back to fit, and I hope that I was not going to give an opportunity to say a word to the members in the platform. But thank you so much for kindness and consideration of my time, and I sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused. With the 3 minutes given, I think I cannot give in a lot of input into my presentation, but briefly, I can wrap through something here and there. I was supposed to make a presentation on the youth and life at campus, I think, and understanding the students at universities and colleges, how do we spend our life, and how do we utilize the time that we have and the opportunities that arises from time to time, and how do we use our time on campus to shape us for the future and save our community from various challenges that they go through. That was basically what I was supposed to take you through, and supposed to give you areas how we can actually make campus life much more impactful through joining students' organizations, diversity groups, civic engagements and leadership, service and volunteerism, students' activities. Through the course of the discussion, I've been receiving comments and concerns of how can the employers be asking us to, the employers be wanting experience of more than 3 years when we the students have just graduated and we don't have that in place. So getting engaged with these students' activities while at campus as well, prepare one, acquire such experience that employers at some point might be needing. So those are briefly part of what I was supposed to talk about, and the benefits of participating in these students' activities could be, one is personal interest, being developing portfolios and experience, social interactions and connections, awareness of diversity, excellence, and self-esteem, growing fans as well as leading to good moral development among others. So as we, the students at the university levels, the colleges, because at that point we somehow looked at as the future of the nation. They look at us the pillar. So we shape ourselves, how we build ourselves determines what the next community will be like. Either the site will get destroyed or it will be built. But all that depends on how we spend our life. So then, how do we create the positive impact from right from the universities and the colleges we are in? It is the question that we need to ask ourselves. That is, how do we spend our time while in campus? Now can we maximize our time while we are at campus? What available opportunities do we have when we are at campus? Most of us at school we think about classwork, time with friends, and just watching movies, outing, and then this bit of family time for the weekends, which is good for personal development and enhancement. But then we can as well maximize our time by carrying out a bit of research on the current affairs and having a discussion on things that mostly interest us. I'm so passionate about the environment, and I always want to do a lot in air quality. So I spend most of my time researching about the air quality and what is going on, what new studies have been done, and attend discussions, meetings, and others. So you enhance on your knowledge, impact yourself, and meet yourself, so you can as well in the future contribute a bit to the community. I do publication in the Daily Monitor always every Friday. So those who read the papers they always find my right there. So sometimes I do contribute to them. But then having maximized your time properly, what opportunities can you tap from that? At our age, we have too much energy to think about too many things. We have plenty of times in the world to do all the mistakes without anyone judging us. So, are we going to let it just pass like that? I think it is better we do all the mistakes we can do right now, with no one focusing too much on us, and then in the future we just polish it up and make it a little bit better. So this time we have supportive staff around, and we have the career development offices in our campuses. And this after leaving the institution, they become costly because you may need to pay someone to give you the career guidance. We have the wide range of network. We have people we can contact here and there, but then after it becomes hard. So the opportunities we have are not so many, but if we utilize them effectively, we can actually make a better living out of it. I did not have a lot more to add on that, but for my conclusion, for us the youth to make a positive impact, I think we need to understand the culture of our institution, and if they are supportive and encouraging, when we push in our innovative ideas and persuade our parents and families to be as well supportive to their children as the children also be pursuing their dreams and goals. And again, we also understand that for this to work out, other sectors should as well play their role to the young boys and girls to make a difference. It is not a one man's work. The company owners, the schools, the church, community leaders, they also need to come involved. And the teaching institutions should also encourage these young boys and girls in their work. The talent development should not be eliminated. It should be promoted among all the youth in actually the campus level. When we get together, anything is possible. So for us to make a difference in our community as the university students, the college students, we have to first start by getting ourselves organized, mobilize ourselves, and then mobilize the resources to make the change we want. I could cite you an example. The Jolly Students' Union, in which I lead as the president, was not started by someone out of campus. It was started by a group of students who come together and found the need to pursue a common good of the student from their region. And up to now, the Students' Union is getting more stronger, persuading the local leaders in policy makings and decision making, championing various changes for the good of the people in the community. So when we come together, we can as well do the same. And I'm pretty sure if we continue with this kind of a discussion, we shall have more. I've heard about AMSA, that is the Tanzania Association of Tanzania Medical Association, something, student association. They're also organizing themselves and pursuing the same. That is national body for the medical student. The same is in Kenya. I also read about one in Nigeria. So we, the students, we need to utilize these opportunities much more perfectly, so that we don't waste the little we have. There are not so many, there are very few. And if we misuse it now, we can't get it later. After leaving campus, the world look at us in a different view. We are no longer students. We can't use that as an excuse. So we have to organize now and get what we can at the shortest time possible, and let the rest be what it can. I think I've not used so many minutes of my time given as the remaining. If I've used that, then I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Madam Moderator. That's the least I can say for now, for the seat time as well gone. But then, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dee. It's a wonderful conclusion. We are Daily Monitor, President of our Students' Union. I must say I'm proud of you, and may you continue doing the same. And what you do is our youth, so that they don't remain sleeping. So at this time, I want to say thank you everyone for coming. Thank you our speakers. I appreciate so much. You gave us wonderful message. You fed us with wonderful bread today, and we look forward to seeing you guys next year in Tanzania. The next Global Summit is going to be physical, and we are going all along to Tanzania. I really can't wait to be in Tanzania and learn some Kiswahili. So, bye. And Eddie, as the last speaker, you give a closing prayer. Eddie, as our last speaker, we're supposed to be the first. Eddie, are you on the call? Okay, I'm seeing okay, you close for us.
Okay, let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, I want to say thank you, Father, for leading us through this session. I want to say thank you for guiding us. Thank you for all the speeches that was given out to us. May you all give us wisdom to understand what is right and use them accordingly in developing the work. We pray all this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. Happy New Year. Enjoy your New Year.
Bye.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, everyone.
I wish you financial literacy and financial independence. Financial freedom.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year for everyone.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.